Good evening and welcome to this another episode of the Saudichress Show, my people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I actually what we're now about 7:31, 8:31. All right, so there is a slight issue that we are encountering with internet just now. I'm not sure how is it is broadcasting across YouTube. Um, maybe maybe there will be a delay. Hopefully, it's not too much or you're hearing and seeing. But anyway, I'm happy to be here and I'm happy that you joined me as well. So, of course, let me thank you very much for joining the Saudichress Show. And this another Wednesday night where we'll be looking at educational content. People, one thing I will say to you as you realize I'll be soloing tonight and I'm not sure I'll be able to do those marathon shows as we're you know, that you have used to, or myself used to. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Damien. You're hearing quite well. That's good to hear. And I'm sure you're seeing too. There's an old saying that look good but not see good. So I hope this one you're hear good and seeing very good as well. So again, let me welcome you to all the first time viewers of the Saudichress Show and also the recurrent viewers as well. RR, bless up yourself. I've not seen you join the show so early. Yes, RR, bless up Captain Sadi. Boy, I tell you the truth, RR. Sometimes I don't even remember I wear that armband, but you're always here to remind me. Bless up Team Piba as well. That's coming from RR. All right, so it as customary, as I said before, on a Wednesday we discuss education per se, and of course, you know that especially in Jamaica, our education system having a little bit of instability, more so on the teacher's side. And we're going to people. Once the teachers are uncomfortable, then of course you may very well find that students getting uncomfortable too. But I hope for the good of the cause, we don't actually suffer these issues because, people, I must say this, without a shadow of a doubt, if we continue in this vein, if we really continue in this vein, our education system will turn upside down. Yes. And I believe what we ought to do as a nation, we need to come together, government, private sectors. And when I say government and private sectors, right across the board, with the nation teachers, the JTA more so who represented the teachers over the years. And as you probably heard, that the JTA has just seen another milestone, the 54th anniversary. Am I right? And we are not a teacher here in Jamaica, but you know the things, So we're just gonna look at two major issues that I am foreseen that we are actually seeing coming out of our system here in Jamaica, people. Two major topics we're gonna look at. And today is what? Today is what? The 13th March, no, April 13th. And unfortunately, people, to date, there are some of our classroom teachers who are yet to be paid their March salaries and retroactive amounts. It is sad that it has been a recurrent topic, yes, and it's it's over 2 weeks now that the traditional payday for public sector workers, more so the teachers of Jamaica, has gone. Yes. So what I am saying now, people, is that persons have been going for the past 2 weeks or so without being paid. And you know what is very difficult, when I listen and look around people? We have presently in Jamaica, we are in the East holidays. Yes? So the students and teachers are on East holidays. And so can you imagine people? Just imagine so many of us in Jamaica who, as professionals, as teachers, we are living hand to mouth. And no disrespect, no disrespect when I say that. It may be not as harsh as how it sounds, but the reality is many of us people dependent squarely on our salaries. And you can imagine people, you can imagine that Easter has come and gone, and some of us were unable to buy the complement of bun and cheese as customary. And I say the complement, because you know that we'll buy for our immediate family. Yes, of course, we want to have our own bun and cheese at home, but there are so many of us people, so many teachers out there that their siblings, parents are solely dependent on them to provide, especially in this time. So it's not just a one family is being affected, not just one family. Yes, and it's really unfortunate. I heard the minister, the Right Honorable Favor Williams, who had tendered an apology. I'm not sure how much that meant to the persons who are suffering such a situation, but the fact is, how can the government make this up to those teachers? It is very important, very, very important that we actually find a way to meet the demands of the public sectors in a meaningful way. And I speak public sectors because we are all a part of that. Yes. And having teachers, which we actually place the emphasis on this show because we're speaking education, we have to do that. I will say to the teachers though, hold strain. Yes. Because in this time, every little thing, the more you think, the more you look at certain things, the more we stress. And of course, stress is not a good thing. Absolutely not a good thing. So I don't want anybody to go down that road. All right? So, to the best of your ability, hold straight. Hold straight, teachers. But in this light, though, in this light, just for argument's sake, and we have not gone into the discussion yet, really want to get it because I'm suspecting that persons will be typing in the chat or probably calling to give their views. But in light of where some teachers are still without their March salary people, the Jamaica Teachers Association, who represent the almost are over 5,000 teachers in Jamaica. And I can even say that over 5,000 teachers. It has been said that the JTA has representation. But on the eve or on the back of such a terrible month end for the teachers, the JTA has come out blazing. They have come out blazing because guess what? Because of how the teachers believe and how they felt over the past couple of weeks with the JTA. There are some teachers, a matter of fact, based on information, there are many teachers who have decided to withdraw their services or their membership from the JTA. So, the Secretary General of the Jamaica Teachers Association has put across a letter trying, or should I say, the JTA seeks to bar teachers from discontinuing their membership. That is really what it is saying. People, Is this a very good situation or a very bad one? Maybe it is in the good and the interest of the JTA. I also believe it may be in the best interest of our teachers to stick with the JTA. But let us put that aside. The questions that I'll be asked are the questions that I ask. Is this constitutionally right for the JTA, yes, to bar teachers? And please, viewers and listeners, these terms that I use is basically mine. This is not the term that was used because later on I will actually read the letter that was published in the public domain by the JTA. So these are the two topics, people. We want to zoom in, a little bit more. Yes. And of course, wherever we are, we just like to express thank you to all the viewers, all the subscribers of the Saudichress Show, and for prospective subscribers, I also want to extend a big thank you. Again, people, when you come in, just hit the like button. As RR would say, like up the channel. People, you must understand where Jamaica as a people, or we as a people, we should have an idea right now of where we are going. There are so many hot topics surrounds education in Jamaica, people. There are so many. And I am open for a discussion. Any question that you want to ask, any suggestion. If I am unable to answer, I am unable to respond in a way that you are satisfied, I'm sure that in short order, we'll get the right persons to address your concerns. All right? So, we just want to highlight the should be highlighting the sponsors of the Saudichress Show. And, people, PIBA, the Past Adrenaline Ballers Association, is the main sponsor for the Saudichress Show. Yes, and we also have other sponsors. So we have Toad and Nose Heating and Cooling System that coming out of New York, people. Toti, mean Taste of the Island Restaurant, coming out of St. Petersburg, managed and owned by Leo Packer Anderson. Dallas Fine Cut Barbering, the PIBA chairman, coming out of California. Solid Rock Black Factory. Solid Rock Black Factory. And of course, they are coming from Maypen in Clarendon. Alright? So I'm trying to put it across, but the color is not right with my background. But I'm gonna get it right. So you could see it going right across. And we continue. As there's VIP services for all your party needs and so on. Managed and owned by Damian Hines. The Hines family coming out of Colorado, and they operate from Jamaica to New York, wherever you want them. And tonight, I must say to you, as there's VIP services is the main sponsor for tonight's show. And we'll have the managing director, Mr. Hines, coming to give us a little preview, understanding of what his services are and how to actually book these services. All right. So in a while we'll have that. Juki's shipping coming out of New York for your shipping and your moving. So that's Michael Latti with Juki's shipping. out of New York. We also want to say Basil Conway Gale out of New York as well. Big up yourself. Also a sponsor, Mr. Gregory Messam, Spy, another PIBA member coming out of Texas. These are also a sponsor. Deja Vu Retro Party, the man they call Chris Williams, coming out of Summerfield. But you know he operates also from the US. Alright? So we have a number of sponsors and we'll continue to highlight them as we go further in the show. But I must continue and I remind you that tonight's show will be or is sponsored, so to speak, by Asdes VIP Services. Alright? So when you look, you can see the list of sponsors running across the screen there. Let me see if I can even get you a better color. Maybe black would be better off there. All right. So people remember now the Saudichress shows and their sponsors, and of course you always. And in a little while, in the near future, we'll have special arrangements for you who want to be guest members of the show. All right. You know the Saudichress show is growing, so this is how we try to do it. All right. So again, let me welcome to you all to this another episode of the Saudichress Show. Now, let me get back to the topics for discussion. And remember, people, as I was saying, tonight's show will not be long. So you need to come in, give your views, and let's see where do we go from here. Now, I just want to say again, that must Monday gone, we did a show, and remember I said we never did a show, we never do any show last week, and I returned on Monday, and it's after the show was finished, or actually at the end of the show. There are so many persons who want to join. I do understand, and so it was Easter Monday. Some persons were busy out with their families. That I can understand and so on. So we don't want to miss you tonight. We don't want you to have your growth, your concern, your views, and not getting a chance to share them. All right. So again, the VIP services will let me check this phone to see. Wow, see like I need some charge. All right. So just give me 1 minute to let me get myself or my phone a little charge, people. Just give me a minute or so. All right. Right. So I'll be accepting calls, and remember, people, you can call at 876-501-6625. Again, 876-501-6625. Those are the numbers for you to call tonight. That is the number. Normally I have two numbers, but only one for tonight. All right. So 876-501-6625. So please call in and share your view. What do you think? What's your view on the two topics that I have actually placed there? And I will definitely get as much info as there is for you. So let us continue. Yes. And we want to know what could have caused people, what could have caused the teachers not to be paid. What could have caused the teachers not to be paid? Yes, that's a question that I'm asking you. Let us see how we can look at that. Now, the minister, the Honorable Favor Williams, thanks very much, Damien. You know, I sat in the chair and don't even remember to put the headset on. Deja vu, people. Deja vu. It's like I'm suffering from some of those stress that my colleagues are are suffering from just about no. But yes, what really could have caused our teachers not to be paid? That's the question that I'm asking. That's the question that many of us needed answers. And I said answers, it's one question, but of course it is many answers. What really could have caused that? No, people, it sounds a bit unfortunate, yes? And I can remember, having a conversation with a colleague, and he strongly believes that this act is an act of revenge. In his own words, yes, that's what he said. It's an act of revenge. That's what he believes. It is very difficult for me to take that stand. I don't see why the government would want to revenge the teachers. But when he explained and he continues to say, look, man, remember the teachers who went on strike. The government, more so, trickled down to the Ministry of Education, was very upset. And there were threats handed out or made out to the teachers. That's where his level of thinking or reasoning was. But that doesn't make much sense to me at all, little people. Tell you the truth, and I made it clear. I can't see why the government of Jamaica would actually, yes, spite our teachers. Oh my God. But the truth is, I strongly believe, yes, there were issues aligned with the payment and, the alignment and so on. And Minister Favor Williams, has also said, based on the intricacies, yes, the challenges that they face during that time, because the JTA would have signed the agreement on the 13th of March. Yes. And so it was difficult for the ministry to get all the alignments sorted out in such a short time. But people, it is of such that I really don't want to believe. I don't buy into that part of it. While I know it and I understand it, I know it is possible. But the concern that I have, it was 2 days before the promissory payday. This same minister, Honorable Favor Williams, in a meeting virtual meeting, live, and also the hierarchy of the Ministry of Education would have highlighted to us, would have given their commitment that the teachers would have been paid in another 2 days. Regardless, and that couldn't be done. It couldn't be that is after that meeting that the minister would have known that it can't be done. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not too much buying into that. As I said before, people, as I'm saying, it's not like what she said is incorrect. I know it is possible, and I know it was a difficult task. I know it was a difficult task. But remember, all of these things was being thought out and planned out prior to that. It can't be that a day after that meeting, the technocrat in the Ministry of Education, more so the finance aspect of it, found out that they would be unable to carry out their functions. It was also said, and I know for a fact, that the bursars of this bursa paid schools were working overtime, even on weekends, to ensure that their teachers will be paid or would have been paid in time. So that is true. They were working overtime. But the question I'm asking, the other part of the question, and this is the reason, no, this is the rationale, based on the information that I have gathered, people. The bursa paid schools have covered their salaries in time, or should I say far in advance of the government paid school or the central ministry paid school. Yes, that means, it can't be that because it doesn't matter what you want to say to me. You have to let me understand. And if there's anybody who understands this aspect of payroll, or maybe accountant, you could help me out here tonight. If there is any person or any principal or any teacher who actually is from a Bursa paid school, could give me an understanding or to highlight how it works, then fine. But the point I'm making, central ministry would have actually sent over the monies to the Bursa paid school for them to pay their teachers. And if the Bursas, remember I said, regardless of the amount, one Bursa have his staff or her staff to deal with. Still a lot of work. You're gonna say the ministry have many schools, yes, but you have the technical persons, you have the technocrat, you have all the accountants. And if it is a situation that they were short staffed, my God, how could you be short staffed in such a situation or such a time? Again, these are just questions. These are just merely my thought. In my own estimation, and I was at the meeting, I was at that very meeting and I had my own concerns. The issue that I had with that promise previously or in all other engagements for salaries, the Bursa paid schools or the teachers at the Bursa paid school would have normally got their salary before those that are paid by central ministry. I am 150% sure about that. But in that situation, where we're told our promise from the 21st and the 22nd that would have been paid, it was in reverse, where the central military paid school would have got their salary before those of the Bursa paid school. Again, maybe that has to do with the whole realignment of our salaries. All right, let's look or get a little deeper, people. One thing for sure, one thing for sure, that I have known two teachers who have not yet been paid. They're retroactive, not salaries, no. And I'm talking what I have know, what I have proof of. But that I can understand, which I believe it is poor judgment. These teachers are two teachers who have left the system, so they have been resigned from their jobs. So they have resigned. They never returned to work in I think one in September and one in January. So that means they wouldn't be getting any salary for March. But they would have been on the scale or on the list of persons to return, sorry, to receive those retractive amounts. You understand? So that is the key. I am just hoping that all the teachers who have not yet paid are those teachers who would have been resigned prior to March. That I said I can understand it, but I don't believe it is right. The minister made a comment on that. She commented on that. That she realized that while she's saying that, and she acknowledged that some teachers are still yet to be paid. And she goes further to say, to date, the numbers should be fewer. That means some people would have been would have received their salary by the end of work day today. You get what I'm saying? So this is what I am saying, This is what I am saying. Because of the nature of the different categories of workers, those who resigned prior to March, who never or shouldn't expect a salary, but they should have gotten their retractive amount because it is coming from last year, April, a 12-month period, right? Now, if the teachers who have not been paid are those teachers, I think I'm okay with that. Yes, I understand, even though I don't believe it is right. But for the teachers to be right through and through on their feet, struggling with different situations, whether they want to be resources, want to be in discipline of students, whether they want to be the whole climate in Jamaica as it relates to crime, as it relates to financial woes, whatever the situation is. But they stuck to the task, people. There are teachers who are very, very, a matter of fact, I can say most, if not all, our Jamaican teachers are committed persons. They have committed. Yes, there are some shortfalls. But if you look into those shortfalls, you may very well understand why some of our teachers are not operating to the fullest or to the level of which every single one of us would have wanted. Remember, no individual, we are not perfect. We are not perfect. And in every situation, in every job situation, I can tell you, there are hard times and there are good times. There are situations that would have, you know, turned you off your A game. So I'm not saying that because of the struggle, because of the hardship, because of the hard aspect of teaching and learning. That's why teachers do not put out 100%. I'm not really saying that, but the situations is that's how it goes sometimes. So, Minister, with all due respect, I strongly believe that there should be another level of communication, or not just another level of communication. Let me put it this way. I think all the teachers who have suffered, who have not yet been paid, Minister Williams, I am actually representing them right now. Listen to the representation. I am asking on their behalf, yes, on their behalf, that this coming April month end, you give them a tap up. You know why? You need to let them comfortable. One, you need to show how much you care for your teachers. You need to assist them in paying back some of those short-term loans, especially over the Easter holiday where people have to run go to some little loan place to get a bun and cheese, or even to pay another semester for their child in college, or maybe children. Remember what I'm saying, and what we said. There are so many of us who are looking forward to this retractive money and salary to help to cover some of those expenses for our children education in colleges and universities right across Jamaica and also overseas. Don't forget that. So when those monies were out, now tell me, the little savings has gone right down. Yes, the savings gone down because it depleted because guess what? That's what they were banking and that's what they were been using since 2020. When everything goes, through the window through COVID. So you need to, Minister. I'm asking you, my humble request of you, reach out to the teachers. And I'm not saying that you should spend from your own money. No. It is the government's money. Use some of the consolidated funds. Use some of if the teachers then find themselves in a particular, um, not division, but constituency for the MPs, try to put across some of those funds to them. All right? Please do. That's all I'm asking. If it is impossible, though, Minister, if it is impossible, please drop all the individuals a line. Yes? Let them know you really do, sir. You really apologize for how they have been handled. I've seen the JTA came out to say that this is a national disgrace. And if you look into it, it is. It is. Where am I hearing that sound from? It is a national disgrace. It is a national disgrace. But I'm not so much bashing that aspect of it. The JTA said what they had to. I am saying my piece. It should not have happened. Should not. Shouldn't have happened. Again, to the JTA. You also has a responsibility. You have a responsibility. You have a responsibility, JTA, to act on the behalf of the teachers. Madam President, I heard you. You had made your comment. But what is next? Or is it the next step or the actions that will be taken after the fact, after the teachers get paid? I heard you, Madam President, and I agree with you as it relates to the position of the Ministry of Labor. And I strongly believe, and I will echo the sentiments to say, it can't be just when teachers so called strike, the Ministry of Labor step in. If they do, or is it a request of the Ministry of Education? But if that is not the case, if it is a situation where they step in based on request, I don't know the laws and I don't know how this situation would have actually made a difference. But if it needs that you request or you made a request, I would suggest that right now you start to pen your letter with your team, Minister, President, Madam President, and get the Ministry of Labor to work on behalf of those teachers. It is very serious. Today is Wednesday, April 13. Wednesday, April 13, I'm telling you, and we still have our teachers without salary. Oh my God. It's not right. Not right. People, I am saying these words right now that we can't continue to treat education as if it is secondary in our country. If this is the way we continue to look at education, if this is the way we continue to treat our teachers, the Vision 2030 will not be realized for a lifetime. Not just for 2030, but for a lifetime. I bet you Jamaica on that. I bet you Jamaica on that. And for the others, something just came to my mind, that the JTA, the Jamaica Teachers Association, is so much divided. The way the JTA is now divided. And, I say that to say the level of division, yes, the level of division people has shown in the negotiation with the government in recent time. I really not don't want to go back there, to say or to explain what I mean. And I'm sure that many of you have been following it. The level of division in the JTA is alarming. And my people, on the second topic, this is where it hurts. And this is where I would definitely, it would be an unforgiving situation for me. And if I'm going to go personal, if I was in one of those teachers' seat right now who have not been paid, I don't know what the JTA could have said to me. Yes, could have said to me. But I'm coming on to your JTA. We're coming to the next topic. But before we do, before, I hope that as there's VIP and Mr. Damian Hines is prepared to address, the main sponsor for tonight's show. And I just want to say this, people. See this? The banner, official banner of the Saudichress Show. Of course, where we discuss sports, entertainment, and education. This was sponsored by VIP Services, as this. Mr. Hines, when you are ready, sir, I invite you to come for the chair. I wanted you to call, but since you are in studio and we're having those technical glitches, I'll ask you to come and highlight because it's important, people. And going forward, this is how I want to express the gratitude. This is how I want to express the gratitude to the sponsors of the Saudichress Show. Yes. All right. So, Mr. Hines, you could come to the studio, sir, and make your representation. Come and sell your services to the people of Jamaica, the people in the United States, where your business originated. So as we await Mr. Hines, let me again, you know, say thanks to the people. Let me say thanks to the people who continue to join the show. All right. So again, as I mentioned, we have with us Mr. Damian Hines, Managing Director of As there's VIP services, and he will come to us right now, live and direct on the Saudichress Show, to give you his piece. Mr. Hines.
Yeah, many thanks having me here at the Saudichress Show. It's indeed a privilege being here, and we want to continue see this program growing. We are regular um, viewers of this Saudichress Show. This podcast is making waves across the diaspora, Jamaica, all over in the US, in England, all about. So we want to talk about how we offer a sponsorship, as this VIP service. It was started in Arizona. Now we are operating in Denver, Colorado. We specialize in party rentals. We do all the staging, all the backdrops, all of that. And we try our best to let your event look beautiful, So we're a young company, but we are doing our stuff. We launched just over 2 years, going three, and we are going on strong. We offer services as it relates to 360 um, camera, those photo booths. We do Barbie, all of those Barbie stuff. We do all the kid things for kids and all of that. So we are well rounded. And as a yard man, we think of a shot, so we think look good. So we just want to bless up the Saudichress Show as we continue to offer our sponsorship, and we'll always answer the call once it relates to um being a sponsor, because we do respect the Saudichress Show as he entertains us with sports and education and also entertainment. Thank you for having me here, Mr. Saudi, and it's indeed a pleasure. Over back to you.
Thank you very much, Damian. That's Damian Hines, Managing Director of Asdes. So, people, this is where you can get your information from the Saudichress Show as it relates to all your party rental, whether you are in the United States or in Jamaica. He operates anywhere. Just know that you have to give him enough time as it relates to your deals or your needs. All right, so thank you again. So again, I said, as there's VIP is our main sponsor for tonight's show, and there you have it. Thank you very much again, Mr. Hines, and thank you very much for this beautiful banner. These are some of the services that this company provided people. All right, all right. So we are on to the last segment, the second topic of the show, people. Second topic. As I said in my opening and in my closing, that the JT has a role to play. Yes, the JT has a role to play in the what would I say now, the situation that arise as it relates to the teachers. Yes, man, they do have a role to play. Now, they negotiated for the teachers. Yes, they negotiated for the teachers. Is it that after negotiation, the job is done? Excuse me. Is it that after negotiation, the JTA job is done? No, it can't be. It shouldn't be. But look what has come to the fore now, people. The Jamaica Teachers Association, who represented the almost are over 5,000 teachers in Jamaica, are on a mission now to bar the teachers, yes, to bar the teachers from discontinuing their membership of the JT. I laugh, but it's not really a joke. Let me see if I can put away the smiles. That's just me. I just have to smile. All right, I'm ready now. The Jamaica Teachers Association are on a mission to bar the teachers, and I'm using the term bar. That is my term. That is the term that I'm using. Barring the teachers so that they don't discontinue the services. Not services, but membership. No, people, tell me the truth. Whichever organization you will be a part of, tell me, I don't know. Is there any organization that you can be a part of and decided, you have decided, people, to make a change? You have decided to switch allegiance. I don't know. I wonder if that term, the switch, is good enough to. You have decided to take your membership from that institution, and they are telling you, no, you can't. And even if, again, even if they're not saying you can't, but I am sure the situation is of such that they will make it difficult for you to remove your membership. It is difficult for you to remove your membership. And while I understand, people, if I decided now that I want to withdraw my membership, It may take a month or 2 to 3 months before the deductions have stopped. You know, I better retract that statement. That 2 to 3 months, that's another story. Because when you have asked the Ministry of Education to desist or to stop certain deductions, sometimes I'll 1 year before it continues. But in this case, people, my Jamaicans and teachers, if this case, if the process is of such and will take 1 year, what will happen? How will this work? I'm getting to that. But before I go any further, let me just read to you people the letter or a memorandum rather that was issued, and this is to members of the Jamaica Teachers Association, and it's coming from Dr. Mark Nicely, Secretary General. Let me put on my spectacle. I don't want to read it wrong. Let me put on my spectacle. So it was dated April 5th, 2023. It was dated April 5th, 2023. I mean, 8 days ago, right? Yes. The subject: withdrawal of the Jamaica Teachers Association cease deduction form. Let me tell you again. The subject: withdrawal of the Jamaica Teachers Association's cease deduction form. That's the subject. This serves as an official intent to, with immediate effect, withdraw the instrument used to seize membership within the association. I wonder if you understand what I just read. Let me bring it back again. Let me start again, people, and I'm going to read slow, very slow. This serves as an official intent to, with immediate effect, withdraw the instruments used to seize membership within the association. Those are some powerful terms used. Official intent with immediate effect. Withdraw the instruments, and the instrument is the form that was used for any teacher to write up or fill out that form to seize their membership from the association. And after you do that, they have to submit it. Now, Mr. Dr. Mark Nicely, you hear me? Mr. Doctor. I just want to use the Mr. with it. Is saying that membership form or that form be no longer accessible to our teachers. But let me leave it right there. Let me continue to read because I don't want to put things out of context. So let us see if we can go further to understand Dr. Nicely a little bit more. Members who wish to engage in this process of discontinuing their membership with the association are asked to contact the regional offices to be so guided and duly advised. Not touching that yet, let me continue to read. The association remains resolute in providing world class representation and support in all areas of the teaching profession. And we anticipate continuing advocacy on behalf of all our educators. Let us continue to unite and serve. Yours sincerely, Jamaica Teachers Association, Mark Nicely, JP, Secretary General. What do you get from that? Again, I have gone through the first paragraph, which was one sentence. Let me get back to the second. Let me get back to the second one. Aye, this is nice. You know, in layman terms or in pretty boy terms, they would say, you're so nice. No, Mr. Lee, good night, Saudi and friends. Mr. Lee just joining. Good night, Sir Lee. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. RR at 123, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee. RR, blessings. Blessing up yourself, RR. Mr. Lee, come like you're coming right time, you know. I know you like this sort of conversation, you know. Yes? I know you learn a lot, man. But let us continue, people. Let me continue. The second paragraph, we're going to dive into it now. Members who wish to engage in the process of discontinuing their membership with the association are asked to contact the regional offices to be so guided and duly advised. The question that I'll ask Dr. Michael, Mark Nicely right now, what level of advice are you talking about? What level of guidance at this stage, Sir Mark Nicely? When you, along with the rest of the JT hierarchy, including other members, see this coming, and never something that just pop up yesterday, you know, around the 4th of April in Obas. And what compound the issue of discontinuation is that the teachers felt that properly, they were not properly guided or advised for some time now. Let me tell you, there are a lot of different sides to the stories, you know. And I'm gonna touch something, you know, relating to the importance of the JTA. So, what I'm asking now, people, and you can assist me here, how is it from the regional offices of the JTA? What level of guidance, what advice are they prepared to give to the teachers who decided to withdraw their membership? Yes, tell me, that's what I want to know. I want to know that too. Now, being a teacher, and it's very, very important for any worker, local or abroad, to be a part of a union. There are a lot of positive things about being a part of a union, a whole lot of positives. Now, I'm saying to you now, my people, teachers, whatever you be, well wishers, are you in a position right now to continue or discontinue your membership from the JTA? I ask that question. And I'm going to advise you, I may be not one of those persons who you believe are so articulate, or even one of those persons who have the know how, yes, of labor laws. But I will give you an advice on that in a little while. Just remember the question. In what position are you to continue or discontinue your membership from the Jamaica Teachers Association. I'm coming right back to that. But let me look back at the statement again, people. Let me look back at the statement. And I want to get it for those of you who have just joined. I'm going through the memorandum that came from, the Jamaica Teachers Association, you know, directed and was signed and written by the Secretary General, Dr. Mark Nicely. Now, what I am saying, members who wish to engage in the process of discontinuing their membership, listening, you are being asked to visit or contact the regional offices to be so guided and duly advised. Yes? Fine. But I think, sir, nicely, instead of leaving it right there, based on the current scenario, based on the climate to which our teachers are in now, sir, based on the situation that just arises, where teachers were paid very, very late for March, where teachers are still not being paid, and there's no serious response from the JTA as it relates to these matters. And so the teachers are so disgusted, they are so annoyed that they are willing to discontinue their membership. So this memorandum needed a little bit more, sir. It needed a little body. It needed a paragraph to explain the level of guidance or advice that you're about to give to the teachers. That will not deter the teachers, sir. A matter of fact, I had a discussion with a few persons today, and they see this letter as a grave disrespect. Why is it that you want to withdraw the instruments that is used to seize the membership? That term or that what you suggested right there, Dr. Nice, would have served you better and serve us better if it was not written that way. Because what you're saying, you're actually barring the teachers from taking their rightful actions. Is it that the teachers, in the first instance, being a member of the JTA, because it was so long that I'm a member, I don't even know, or I can't recall. Was it a contractual agreement between the teachers and the JTA for you to become a membership? And I'm saying I don't remember. I can't recall if it is a contractual agreement. Some people may say yes because you signed for it. Yes, you signed. What did you sign for? To sign that it is you. You are giving the JTA permission to deduct X amount of money for your membership monthly. That's what I remember I signed for, sir. Again, my listen. The fact that you are saying you're going to withdraw that instrument, you're telling me, and I'm sure that everybody understands what it is. You're telling Jamaica that if you are ready to discontinue your membership, you will not entertain or give us a form to do that. What you are prepared to do is to try to convince us. Dr. Nicely, I think similar to how you called a special delegate meeting to vote to accept or not to accept in recent time. Right now, based on what I am getting on the ground, sir, you better prepare to call a meeting like that and talk to the teachers. You better prepare to call a meeting, a special meeting, and for the better word, I would say a virtual meeting. Because you can't go face to face with people with this. I bet you any money. That meeting will never start and it will never end. But with all due respect, I think you should go to the teachers because this instrument, this memorandum that you have sent out, sir, it has led us to think and have different in opinion. The belief, what we do, we understand what you are saying. I personally, I am not in agreement. No problem if you ask the members to contact the regional office for guidance and advice before they withdraw. But what I have an issue with is the fact that the way you started that letter, this serves as an official intent to, with immediate effect, withdraw the instrument used to seize membership within the JTA. That is the problem that I have with that. Dr. Mark Nicely, I am hope I'm not coming off wrong, but I'm sending you, sir, through this medium, and I will very much try and get through to you before the end of this week. Can you help us to better understand what you're saying? I'm asking you, Dr. Mark Nicely, to accept an invitation to come on the Saudichress Show to explain to the teachers what is meant by this memorandum. And you know, there are a lot more that you can offer on the show as it relates to where do we go from there. Not just what you meant, but give them the advice. Yes? Guide them on the way forward. Dr. Nicely. The association remains resolute in providing world class representation and support in all areas of the teaching profession. Aye, last part, and we anticipate continued advocacy on behalf of all our educators. I'm getting to that paragraph, but you remember the question that I asked earlier? You remember the question? In what position are you to continue or withdraw your membership from the JT? But let me see if I can give you a word of advice. And this is where now JT and I are friends. Not like we're not friends. We are very good friends. As a matter of fact, I have very, very good friends in the hierarchy of JT. Professional friendship. Yes? And there's no need for me to really discredit anyone. That's not what we're about. I just want to zoom into these things. Because remember, whatever I say here right now, people, it cannot be retracted. I can apologize. But in a few seconds, the entire world would have seen and heard it. Yes? So I have to be careful. And I'm trying to be careful. And I'm treading down a path to be careful. So, again, in what position are you to continue or to discontinue your membership from the JT? My advice to your teachers, stick with the JT. Stick with the JTA. And I know that many of us to date are uncomfortable and we felt let down by the JTA, all because of the negotiation or the reclassification of what we believe they should have acted differently on our behalf. Many of us believe that they never represented us well. Many of us believe that they tell us something different from what is actually out there. But bear it in mind, that is just one function of the JTA. And if you ask me, it is not even the major function of the JTA. Representation goes way far and beyond negotiation. Remember, negotiation don't take place every year or every day. But there are other aspects of teacher. There are other aspects of the education that the JTA supports. And they normally do. Trust me, they represented the teachers in many cases. For example, where there are disciplinary matters that brought against a teacher for whatever reasons, the JTA is always there to the call. They all will answer your call. I can't give you figures right now, but I am sure the percentage of they defending or representing you well in such hearings are very, very high in terms of the outcomes. I have known where teachers were fired and out of a job for more than a year, but based on the process, and JT has done well, yes, in representing such teachers for them to get back their jobs. So there are other aspects of it. People. Don't just let the aspect of our financial woes, you know, take yourself away from the JT. I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this too. Dallas Harris. All right, boss. Big up, Saudichress. Big up, big up, big up. Dallas, the chairman. Yes, man. So what I'm gonna say as well, what I really want to bring across, the teachers, and based on teacher situation in the country, we tend to find ourselves in some predicament. Yeah, we are not, and let me clear again and use quotation. We are not properly compensated for our jobs. But, but, at the end of the day, people, on the flip side of it, please do remember, I am not sure if there's anyone in the profession who the JT or the government actually hold by their hands and put them in a classroom. We make those decisions on our own. We have none done for years. We knew that the salary was not good. We knew that. And this is where the JTA comes in to help us to negotiate for better salaries and conditions. Yes, that is where they're coming in. So we are expecting them to do that for us. But as again, they might fell down miserably, if that is the right word, in the wages negotiation over the years. Some of us say it's a buyout or a sellout. But that's the nature of it. But if you look at the other aspect of support that the JTA offers to teachers, people, I might say to you, it is in the best interest. It is in your best interest to stick with the JTA. What I really believe, teachers need, in a strong way, need to hold the JTA, the persons who have given the opportunity, yes, who are being paid to represent us, and these persons have been well paid enough. We need to hold them accountable. And I say accountable, we need to. So that means, people, if it means that we have to say, listen, Dr. Mark Nicely and your team, we are not satisfied and you need to go. Give somebody else an opportunity. That's how I see it. But don't tell me that you don't agree with Dr. Mike Nicely and the other assistant secretary generals. You don't agree with them and you don't like it and you're just going to take away your membership. So that's not the way to go. We need to hold them accountable, people. So this is what I am saying. I am not sure, but I have been listening and I've not heard a response from the Jamaica Teachers Association seriously as it relates to the late payment of the teachers or the lack thereof. I heard the president and her terms are her statements and national disgrace. But saying that to say, and this is why earlier I said that the JTA is divided. The president is saying that, me sure, me almost sure, people, that the other members in the hierarchy of the JT is not saying the same thing. They're not singing the same song. They're not singing the same song. And saying that, I would love, I would really love to get the hierarchy and the JT and this same platform. They may watch this show and say, hey, it's not sounding good enough. Not looking like we are defending them or we're on their side. That's not the case, people. Anybody want to tell me that I sound like I'm actually going against the JT? I'm not thinking you're hearing right. I'm just saying and discussing the things that are happening and what I believe should happen. Yes, that's just my thing. But I hope that I will be able to get Mrs. Lasagna Harris, yes, president of the JT, the president elect as well, along with Dr. Mark Nicely. I am not sure that it would be very good to have all three on set at the same time. And I would want that either. But we need to get them in to get more people. As I'm saying to your teachers, stick with the JTA, but we need to find a situation to hold them accountable. We need to find a situation. You and Nelson, big up yourself, my boss. What's up? Glad to hear you, man. Glad to hear you. You and Nelson, man, coming from Old Harbor Primary. Former student of the Youthton High School, cricketer, sports fan, PE teacher, and now a wonderful football coach. Big up yourself, Mr. Nelson. Thank you very much for joining, sir. Keep up the wonderful work you are doing. Respect, man. Respect, respect. Happy to see you, Mr. Nelson. Thank you. Yes, man. So, you know, these are the things that we ought to be doing, people. We need to hold the JTA accountable for their actions or the lack thereof. All right? So, people, remember, remember my advice to you. Stick to the JTA. Stick to the JTA. I'm going to say this piece now, people. And a colleague of mine asked me to mention it because he's unable to join the show. And his view, the reason why JTA want to bar the teachers from this action of withdrawing their membership, it's all because they will find themselves losing a lot of money. That's the JTA. More so, the fact that most of us in the profession have gotten a level of increase, whether it big or small. The fact that you get increase, the JTA dues or percentage, the percentage remain the same, but the due, the funds, the money has increased. So you can imagine people from the 5,000 teachers and 1,000 teachers between now and the end of the year. December, I'm talking about the school year. But by now and December, 1,000 people has withdrawn their membership. That's a big loss for the JTA. Very huge loss. And these would have been monies that I believe the financial secretary, if there's a position to that in the JTA, would have made their budgets. Yes, that would have been in their proposed budgets. And I'm sure that they have bonds and all those things that they invest to keep the association alive. So they're lost. There's a big loss for them to lose so much. But the word on the ground that I am aware of, in my own little circle, people, the amount of teachers who decided to go that route of discontinuing their membership, it's not good. And people, I have never thought about that myself. I'm not satisfied with the JT at all. No, I'm not. But I can tell you the big problem we are having with the JTA is the wages negotiation over the years. That's where we have a problem with. And if you believe it, as soon as this little issue goes out, yes, if it continues and die down, 9-day wonder thing, you know what will happen? Nobody remember until the next period of negotiation. But teachers, as I said to you before, as I said to you, hold straight, man, hold straight. Stick with the JTA. They are more than just the wage negotiation. But on the other side, we need to find a way how we hold these personnel accountable. Yes, we need to. So, Dr. Nicely, sir, as I said to you, I don't think I have the power to ask you to withdraw the statement or the memo. But what I would like for you to do is to meet the teachers, sir. Call a special virtual meeting similar to those that was called or those were called in an effort to have teachers vote or sign for the agreement. Yes, man. Remember, this JTA thing is not all about you and the hierarchy. It's about us. And if it is the money that you'll be losing is the problem, you need to share it with us too. We have to understand and we have to see clearly. It should be It should be a situation where the members understand how the JTA stays afloat. We don't know. I'm not sure if the JTA have bonds or investment to ensure that the monies that they have keep turning around. I'm not even sure if there's a what they call it again, a subsidy given to the JTA from the government. I don't know. I think these are some situations that the JTA need to highlight, need to say to the teachers. Yes, man. Some people may know, those persons who are in different positions in the JTA, yeah? But the regular members don't know those things. And I'm saying that to you, I don't. And because there are a number of teachers and colleagues who continue to ask the questions. And the only thing I can say, I am not sure. Yes? So, let us know what are the negative impact the withdrawal of membership will have on the JTA. Tell us, man. Ask. Let the teachers understand. I know you have to pay staff in the boss. We know we have to pay staff. And you have to pay even legal minds, to represent us different way, not just for financial aspects. So please, don't push it down. Don't make it sound as if you're telling me or telling Jamaica that, listen, we're not allowing you to withdraw. And you can't withdraw for your own. Don't say that. Don't let it seem, don't let it come off this way because that's the way I see it. And again, maybe that's not your intention, sir. Maybe that's not your intention. But in closing, Dr. Mark Nicely, is this memorandum or the content of this memorandum is solely your idea or your decision, or it is complemented of the JTA? I ask the question not because I'm rude, not because I'm trying to be malicious, but because there's a level of division, high level of division too, in the JTA. I just want to confirm, yes, that this content is coming from across the board. And you can't blame me for that either for asking those questions, sir. Nobody could. Why? It is out there. We know the division. We know that one set of persons saying one thing over here and the other saying the other here. It is a fact. And we've seen it. We have heard it. That the office of the president and the office of the secretary generals are two different offices. Which, yes, there are different offices and probably different roles, but they are not in sync. We have seen it. It was evident, it was clear in the negotiation. So these are the little things that I would love to see change. These are the little things that I definitely would love to be addressed on the JTA. I am a member of the JTA for well over 20 years. I have shown a high level of respect to the JTA. Yes, I am. I have represented the movement, the JTA movement, at different levels. More so in sports organization. Yes, man, I have. And these are things that I have kept very close to me. And I will continue to champion the cause for the JTA. But we need to change the way we are doing things. We need to change the way we are doing things. Again, for my viewers who have joining late, I'm just gonna read the letter again because it will be difficult for you to follow the conversation or the discussion without knowing what I'm getting at. So there's a memorandum, people, coming from Dr. Mark Nicely, Secretary General, and it was addressed to all members of the Jamaica Teachers Association. The subject: re-withdrawal of the Jamaica Teachers Association's cease deduction form. So the cease deduction form is a form that is used for the teachers to write or to apply to the Ministry of Education and the JTA to seize the money that is deducted that is going towards the JTA. That is coming because they notice now that the teachers are really, and maybe, sir, maybe there's a number of teachers who already seize their deduction. Just maybe. So there's a number who have done that already, and there's a projected number. So the letter continues to say, members who wish to engage in the process of discontinuing their membership with the association are asked to contact the regional offices to be so guided and duly advised. The association remains resolute in providing world class representation and support in all areas of the teaching profession, and we anticipate continued advocacy on behalf of all educators. Let us continue to unite and serve. Hey, Dr. Knightley, so you see the terms and the words and your utterances in this, they are very strong terms and words you use in a boss. They are so strong that they actually put me in a different situation now. I have to be thinking of what you are really saying. It is so strong. I am wondering now, during the negotiation, were your thoughts or your wording were so strong to the Ministry of Finance or the Minister? Just a question. Food for thought. My people, that's what happened. And that's what's going on in the Jamaica Teachers Association. And remember, there are some teachers who have still not been paid and they are very, very unhappy. They are on Easter holidays. But you can imagine the sacrifices that teachers made. But it is very sad that the powers that be are not willing to sacrifice for us. Madam President, at least you gave a response, but still not enough. We wanted to hear, what will you do? What will the JTA do to ensure that these teachers get whatever is due to them in a more timely manner? And I'm saying we cannot use the Ministry of Labor to threaten the Ministry of Education. What? No, it's the other way around. So while you are saying that, and I do believe that the Ministry of Labor should step in, not just in the case that teachers on strike. No, but you know it work. So I think you're just saying that to give us a little thing. We need more than just those little words. Madam President, I know you are very soon in coming to the end of your tenure. And remember we spoke. and we have further conversation. But this would have been a very good legacy for you to leave the JTA president's office. Very good legacy. And so, please take action. Yes? We want to see more action. Action, we say. Can't be just these little, you know, fine words. Yeah? I can tell you, as far as how I see it, the government of Jamaica cares little. And listen, me people, may have a lot to talk about. Cares little about the well-being of our teachers. Mm? They care little, man. So it is the JTA now responsibility to ensure that our well-being are being maintained. Mm? Now, you see, I am actually looking at a document that we need to get further into as it relates to what really happened and what would have given, you know, rise to Dr. Mark Nicely to put out such information. Yes, but that's how it is, and we hope that we will move one step further up the ladder too. We need to stop goals, on the horizontal path. But let's see what happened, people. Let's see how the Ministry of Education, along with the JTA, continue their conversation. Let's see if there's still further discussions as it relates to negotiation. Because what I'm saying or what I'm seeing, there are still a large contingent of teachers who have not yet got their retractive amounts or the right retroactive amounts because there are some things that have not yet been agreed on. So let's see what happens. At the end of this month, all teachers should have known or will see the difference in their pay, the difference in their benefits, the difference in the whole structure of the realignment of one's salary. We'll see all of that. So, with these people, I want to say to you, thank you. Thank you for joining the Saudichress Show. Thanks again to stay the full course, and thank you for participating. Hopefully, we'll have a bigger show next week. Well, I'm sure it will be bigger. And let me tell you, people, next week, Wednesday, we will have a teacher by profession who taught in Jamaica and now teaching overseas. A very well known social media activist. Yes, a social media personal who have a lot of followers. Follow him on TikTok. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we will be graced by the presence of Miss Pearly Grandson next week, Wednesday, right here on the Saudichress Show. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. So this is where we leave you. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for staying with us. Hope that we'll see you. So we'll have another show on Friday night. We'll look at sports and education, and we'll definitely have a compact one for Friday night. All right. So thank you very much, and have yourself a safe travel if you are traveling, and a very good rest of night. See you on Friday, and thank you.